I'm a music minister and a teacher of the undiluted word of Christ, and I'm also a businessman. In fact, I'm many in one. Well, if I say it is not growing, then I'm a liar. When we started this, I think 2014, 2015, I think gospel artists were still suffering in this country. But today, I think we can have gospel artists traveling out of the country to have programs. You can see gospel artists doing projects. You can see people organizing 1,000 capacity gospel events, and it's full. So I think it has really evolved, and it can only get better. That's what I say, because from my past experience and what I'm seeing now, today is better than yesterday. I think it will be disrespectful for me not to acknowledge what the legends or the elders, those who were there before, did. But as for the foundation, we believe they did their best in their time. They did their best in their time because they could only go how far they could see. And thanks to their foundation or the little they saw, we can see better today. So, but I want to say, as to the foundation laid, and I can't say it was the best, because the foundation of gospel artists in Cameroon was built on suffering. I know this will bring more argument on Facebook, social media, as many people don't like hearing the truth. But the truth is, when you look at the legends that we celebrate today, like when we want to talk about the legend in Cameroon, we talk about people like Ntuba Wifet, the Papa Ntuba Wifet, Benawabi, Mama Mary Mandi, Ezebeteke. I think those are people we can call legend in Cameroon as far as the gospel sector is concerned. But when you look at the foundation, you will see that it is instead today that someone like Benawabi and Mama Mary Elizabeth Teke are really enjoying the gospel music. That is to say, in those days, it was the dark age. It was a dark age when I think many of them were ignorant of the gospel music, because that is my personal view about them. It's not an insult or being disrespectful to them. But I think many of them didn't see gospel as a business too. Because gospel music is service to God. But once you enter a studio, it's to make something out of it. You can't neglect the business part of it as a gospel artist, because what I'm saying now is to those who have made it a career, not ministers, because we must be able to differentiate between a choir master, a song interpreter, and an artist. An artist is someone that will produce something. And when an artist produces something, it's to market. It's not for fun. So if you have produced a song, you're an artist. And there must be a reason why you're producing a song. Because it was not for market purpose. You wouldn't pay for bloggers to promote it. You wouldn't pay for video. You wouldn't pay for recording. You would just learn it to your choir and be singing in your church. So don't bring your religious mind to tell me it is ministry. No. Because I know many people after listening to this will start saying gospel music is not business. It's business. Once you enter a studio, it's business. You can only be religious to say it's not business. But once you enter a studio and record a song, pay a video, pay dancers, spend money, it's to market. Because if it was not so, you can learn it in your choir and be singing it there. Call it ministration. So, most of our legends didn't understand this. And this led us to suffer a lot in this our time. Hadn't been they understood it like those people in Nigeria that we admire so much today, I wouldn't have been where we are today. But still, we thank them for what they did. We thank them for their little effort. Thanks to them, at least there is gospel music in Cameroon. But we can't build based on their on what they saw, Because I believe even them today, if you ask someone like Evangelist Ben, if you ask someone like Mama Take Care, you see that they themselves, they have updated. See Evangelist Ben is no more singing Change My Story. He's singing Wonderful God. He's singing one leg. So when you see someone like the Mama Elizabeth Take Care, you see her songs are no more those olden days. She has evolved. That's why she's making it big. I'm happy for her because she has a good team who understand the game, and I'm happy for her. And I pray all the legends should come out of this religious mindset and embrace the truth so that we can build a good industry. Because I heard someone say to me the other day that there's nothing like gospel industry. I laugh. It's only ignorant that can say that. You can't say there's nothing like gospel music industry. The thing is, you don't understand what an industry is. There is a gospel music industry. There's a gospel music ministry in Cameroon or in the world. Someone said there's no gospel music ministry. It depends on your definition. But as far as I'm concerned, there is gospel music industry. That is why you had to record, you had to be recognized as a gospel artist in your country. Why? Why should you be recognized? Why should you be recognized? Why do you guys give award if there's no industry? So saying that, and they give you award, you say, someone said to me the other time that there's nothing like gospel music industry. But I saw the same person celebrating award online. I'm like, are you okay? Why are you celebrating awards when there's no industry? You can only give an award where there's an industry. The only award something you did right. Because if you want to be religious, you should wear your award from God. Talk to me. So you can't say there's nothing like industry and at the same time you're celebrating awards. So I want to say, in as much as the legend did their best, our legend, let me call them that way, I respect them so much, but we can't stand on their foundation because their foundation was not the best. Their foundation made us to see gospel music as suffering, and that's one of the reasons why many today are doing secular, because they thought gospel music is suffering. They thought that's why you used to see people use this word church rat, because they always believe that when you're going to church you should be suffering, and that is the only way for a Cameroonian to see you as a true Christian. When you're suffering, then no, you're suffering in God. No, it's not supposed to be so. You're supposed to serve God, and you're supposed to even be the best. We can't be quoting we are the head and not the tail, but at the same time we are the tail. So we have to build, we have to update, we have to stand from where they saw and see further. We have to build a platform that people can do music comfortably as gospel musicians like the others do in their countries. Because when you look at here in Cameroon, it just shows that is accepting that a gospel a gospel artist or minister, as some of you say, should ask for money. It's now that some of you are still growing, or some of you still are walking into that, which was not supposed to be so. When you look in Cameroon, you see that in Cameroon it's a taboo for a gospel artist to ask for money, but it's normal for a foreign artist coming to Cameroon to ask for money. So you see that there is a lot of things that were wrong, which we need to correct them today. And if we can't correct them, trust me, no prayer, no nothing can. All these people you admire today, some of them will give up soon. Many have given up now. When you see artists travel go Nigeria, wait till you the thing. Travel go US, go Canada. That is all. They might never become gospel artists again or ministers again. Imagine a gospel artist who travel to US, Canada, whatever. They might, only grace can help them. Because some of them, many have traveled. Are you still hearing them? No. They had a lot of projects in Cameroon they were doing. But because there was not this, everybody were too religious to support them. And they are not there again. And that is how the gospel sector keep dropping every day. We must understand that we need to grow. We need to make sure people do music, gospel music, as God's children, and they should not do gospel music and be beggars. We are supposed to be the richest and not the poorest. That is my stand about the gospel, about the foundation. If we must build a foundation that is better, there should be better. It should be better. You can't be suffering and claim you're suffering in God. If you must do gospel music as a career, at least you should feed on it. Well, I would say the church, most Cameroonian churches don't even know the songs written by Cameroonian gospel artists. That is the first thing we should know. And I think this has everything to do with the pastors. It has everything to do with the pastors, because when you look in our churches today in Cameroon, even when you're invited as guest artists, only a few people know your song. It's a proof that many people, they don't even sing your song. And they can do a program in a church and invite 10 gospel artists, and nobody in those churches know the songs of any of the artists, which is very bad. So I think the church in Cameroon should really stand up and support their own, because many people always see this support their own as a crime, which is not so. They never talk say good the chop now outside the tie, but for Cameroon they like for chop for outside the tie in a crime. It's not supposed to be so. Where you fellowship, that's where you should grow. Where you give service, that's where you're supposed to grow. We serve in Cameroon, so our support should come from Cameroon first. Maybe the little say charity begins at home. So how is it a crime for us, for you pastors in Cameroon, to sometimes request Cameroon songs for your choirs? Our pastors are not helping, and the problem is, I don't know whether these pastors are wicked or not. Because to me, I think sometimes it's wickedness or ignorance, should I say. Because the people you use in your church are Cameroonians. The people used in your choir are Cameroonians. And these same people in your church you're using in your choir, they will become gospel artists tomorrow. When you don't give them a reason to love Cameroon songs, what will become of them when they become gospel artists tomorrow? Because when they don't minister other people's songs in their churches, who will minister theirs when they become gospel artists? I think I never hear say you reap what you sow. So when you a pastor, you don't encourage your choir to sing Cameroon songs, because I believe no matter how you claim there are no good gospel songs in Cameroon, at least there is one song in Cameroon that you love. You can't tell me there's no one song in Cameroon sung by a Cameroonian that you love. You can't say that, except you're wicked and you don't even listen to Cameroon songs. Even if you don't like H1, you might like Emma Gospel. If you don't like Emma Gospel, you might like Menko. You don't like Menko, you might like Gashumiya. You don't like Gashumiya, you might like Konegris. You don't like Konegris, you may like Sami Eta. So you must have somebody you love, or somebody you love his or her songs. So recommend that person's songs you love to your choir. And the one you don't love, leave the person for someone that love that person to also recommend in their choir. But at least do your best to recommend Cameroon songs in your choir, if truly you're a pastor in Cameroon. You can't be pastoring in Cameroon and every day you request for foreign songs, Ghanaian songs, Nigerian songs, whatever. In our churches, people will never know our songs if no one sings them to them. Even your word, your Bible say faith cometh by hearing and hearing. How do you expect these people to love what they don't know? The people only love Cameroon songs if someone sings them to them. So if you love Cameroon, recommend Cameroonian songs in your church. And if you don't love Cameroon songs, stop using Cameroonian in your choir. Go and bring foreign choir master and mistress in your church. If you think you don't love Cameroonian gospel songs, bring foreign ministers and let them be ministering in your church. Let's understand that you don't love Cameroon. They ever say if you don't like Mami Kuku, no chop Peking Kuku. So what if you hate Mami, hate Peking? If you don't love the Cameroonian gospel artists, don't use Cameroonians in your church. If you're using Cameroonians in your church, recommend Cameroonian songs, because those people you're using in your choir will become gospel artists tomorrow, and no one will do same. And they will give the same complaint we are giving. There is nothing like there's no good songs. We have had songs. We have win award home and abroad. I'm saying this with full chest. We have win 2 awards in America. So people cannot refute our song in an award in US when the song is not good. You can't tell me that. A full team in Nigeria cannot come and choose our song to do collabo, a remix with our song, when the song is not good. You can't tell me that. We are only ignorant of supporting our own. We don't even know the importance of supporting our own. When we support our own, we grow together. They not go grow leave your church. Most pastors know they support because they think when the person grow, he will leave church. No, support them. Well, I would say I face a lot of challenges with gospel artists, both the good and the bad ones. And I can say most gospel artists in Cameroon, they don't know what to prioritize. They don't know what to place value on. I think many of them don't understand what their purpose. Most of them have not defined their purpose. Most of us, should I say most of us, because I'm not excluded. And most of us are proud. Most of us are very, very proud. And we lack recognition. Why am I saying this? I've worked with many gospel artists. I've seen a lot in the gospel sector, and I'm one of the, like, if not being proud, I can say I'm one of the highest contributor in the gospel sector. I'm not saying I am the highest, I'm one of, because I sacrifice my all to make sure the gospel sector succeeds. That is me, and I know there are many people doing a great job, people like the Emmanuel Ganu, many of them, even the 1st September, they are doing it just to make sure we can educate the gospel sector with something. There are many people doing it. So I can't say I am, but I'm one of them. And when I'm saying it, I'm not just saying it as a spectator, I'm saying it as an actor. Someone that is doing it. So I've seen a lot. I've worked with many gospel artists. I've hosted many. I have invited many, because just despite being a gospel artist, I also organize events almost every month. So I've hosted many, I've worked with many, I know their character. One, most gospel artists in Cameroon, when you invite them, they don't share flyers. And that's one of our challenges. Now, let me tell you, as a gospel artist, when someone is inviting you, it's because he wants your fans to add to his fans so that his program can become successful. Not for you to come and sing. If it is about singing, his choir can do it better. So if he's inviting you as a guest minister, it's because he sees that you have followers that can add to his follow and the program becomes successful. But when you accept the invitation and don't share flyer, how do you expect the person to succeed? That's one of the challenges I've had, and I've been observing with gospel artists. So when you are invited as a gospel artist, share the flyer. If you must grow, when you do that, you even encourage other event organizers to invite you. And again, most gospel artists don't know what to value. They don't know what to value. Like, for example, events that promote them, they don't value them. There are events that promote an individual. There are events that promote the gospel sector. When we can't differentiate between these two, we have misplaced priority. There are events, if I'm doing my concerts or my tour, that is my tour. But if a minister is organizing a conference for Cameroon, that is for Cameroon. If someone is organizing a program like Gospel for Life, that is for Cameroon. If you can't prioritize that, if you can't value that, then you don't yet know where you're going. Because it's like you hate your own self. a program that promotes 100% Cameroon. If you don't promote it as a gospel minister, it's a clear proof that you don't want to grow. Because to me, if I see anything that promotes 100% H1, I die there. There is nobody on earth that has posted anything about H1 that I don't share or comment. Why? Because it promotes me. And if I see anything that promotes gospel music and the gospel sector, I don't joke with it. Why? Because I want the gospel sector to succeed. And they will only succeed if someone is there to communicate it to people. There are many people who don't know these events. So we don't know what to value. We value, like if let's say Connie Grace is doing an album launch. That is not impact. He's doing his career. There's a difference between impact and doing your career. Impact is when Connie Grace is producing. 1st September is doing a show like this one, promoting Cameroon Gospel artists, and you see it online. They even collect your picture for it. You're seeing the spot with your picture on it. You don't share, you don't comment. Will you be angry when they say you're proud? No. An event that is aimed at revealing the gospel sector. You see the video, you see your face there, you can't share, you can't comment. What are you counting on? Even God in heaven can't help you because you have rejected help. People bring events to help us, we discourage them. When you discourage people, you think prayer will help you? No. The only way to help yourself is to encourage all events that are aimed at promoting what you're doing. When people do something for you and you encourage and you acknowledge it, they do more. So the gospel artists need to stand up and do the right thing and learn to respect your seniors, respect your elders, and elders also learn to respect your junior ones. And now, let me say this to up and coming artists, gospel artists. Don't start with daddy and end with bro. That is how most of you always start. You start daddy. After 2-3 times, familiarity enter. You go down to Oga. After 2-3 times, you go down to sir. After 3 times, you go down to bro. And that is how called mama na how. You don't do that if you want to grow. The power of Nigeria is their ability to recognize those who have advanced more than them. Those who are their leaders. That is why you still see Messi Chingo go and sit in the house of Choma still carry Messi Chingo like a child. You see Frank Edward carry Moses Bliss like a child. Has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with respecting hierarchies. It's not worship. If you want to grow, you must respect people. Life is about recommendation. When you respect people, they recommend you. God will use a man to bless a man. So if you want to succeed, you must learn to respect men. Stop praying and disrespecting men. You disrespect your destiny helpers. Don't appear on a flyer with a leader and start thinking you're a colleague. Because they put you on H1 or Benawabi or someone whom you look up to, or Mama Teke or someone you look up to, doesn't mean you're a colleague with the person. We might appear on the same flyer, but we are not colleague. Sheep good, they work at the same route, but they don't get the same price. Know your price, know your worth. Don't form who you are not. It will help you. Well, as for me, I'll say the future is bright. The future is pregnant. But there is a lot to be done. The future is bright because when you look at the ministers, look at the songs we have in Cameroon, you will say the future is bright. But the future can only be brighter when we do the right thing. I know God have blessed Cameroon. God have anointed men in Cameroon. God has given men songs in Cameroon. But there is a lot to be done. This still boils down to ourselves as ministers. We need to be responsible ministers. We need to be ministers, not just Facebook ministers, but ministers even in real life. That we should not only live good in a church building or in programs. We should be ministers that reflect how we look on flyers, that reflect how we look on Facebook. Not just ministers that look good on Facebook, but someone else offline. So when we build a good reputation as ministers, when we build value, we will make it. Because if it is for songs, we have good songs. We have great ministers that they are paying. If you see someone, I can name you 15 ministers. I listen to their songs. You come and thank me. I can name you them. But now, what is stopping us from getting there? Now, what I will say is, it start with the ministers first. When they ask me about the future, when you ask me about the future of Cameroon, I will say the future is in our hand. We are the future we pray for. We are the future we are praying for. There's no future without us. So if we don't build the future, there will be no future. When I say the future is pregnant, what I'm saying is, for a woman to get pregnant, they need a man to impregnate her. And for the woman to give birth, they need a doctor for her to give birth. So the future is pregnant, and we need the artists to stand up. How should the artists stand up? First, artists must learn to believe in themselves. If you look in the Cameroon sector, you will see that many Cameroonian gospel artists don't believe in themselves. Many, 90% don't believe in themselves, if not 100, because I can be the only exception that believe in myself. Many Cameroonian gospel artists don't believe in themselves. I can name you them, but I don't want to call anybody's name here to avoid Facebook dragging. But the truth is, many gospel artists don't believe in themselves. How? When you are invited as a gospel artist, it's because they love you and they love your music. If they invite you as a gospel artist and you come and you're singing Frank Edward, or you're singing Snatch, or you're singing Eben, or you're singing Case Bloom, or you're simply telling them that they made a mistake by inviting you. They would have invited this man, not you. When you come there and you're singing instead someone else, whereas you're simply telling the man that you would have invited, but this man, not me. So we are our greatest problem in Cameroon. That's why we are still where we are today. We would have been far if we were ministering our songs as gospel artists. Trust me, Cameroonian youth love the gospel sector with all their heart. I am one of the highest person that receives support from Cameroonian youth, from Cameroonian Christians, because I've organized more than 20 events and none have been empty. All the events are always full. Now, these people attend this event because they love the guest ministers. If they come there, what you feed them with is what they go home with. If I invite them, I've done my part. It's left for you to feed them with what you have so that it can stay in them. When they begin to love it, you grow together. You cannot grow when they don't know your songs. So now when you come and you're promoting someone else, when they invite that person and pay him 100 million or 100 billion, you're angry that they invited a foreign artist, whereas you're the one that promoted it. This is not hate I'm promoting. Before some of you start saying you're promoting hate, no. Get away with your religious mind. It's the truth. We can't argue it. People will never buy what they don't know. People will only love what they know. And people will only sing a song they know. Many Cameroonians don't know our songs because we don't sing them when we are invited. So if we must get to where we are going, we must start by ministering our songs. We must start with ourselves. If I'm inviting you in my program, like in our church we have 5 good singers. When I say good singers, I mean professionals. More than 5 professionals, good singers, that they can interpret any song with any note. Sing it on the note, on all kinds. Sing, that means sing the song, caress the song anyhow. These guys are good. So if I want someone to interpret songs, I will use them. Not, why should I invite you and pay you to come and interpret song when I have choir that are better than you? If I'm inviting you for you. When a pastor is inviting you, that's why sometimes I don't really blame pastors, because they at least invite you. So they only love what you gave them when you were invited. They love what you serve them with. So if I invite you, you come and you're singing, your love is kind, that's what I will go home with. You come and you're singing something else, I'm expecting you. I've listened to you, but my 100 people I invited have not listened to you. Sing you, at least 20 people will go home with you, and maybe 20 of them will ask for you. They even invite some of us out of the country, and we go down, we are singing nonsense. When they invite you, this is first truth. The first proof that you don't believe in yourself is when you don't sing your song. It's a proof that you record something you didn't believe in. Sometimes, see, I say this unapologetically, that artists who don't really believe in their songs is either Salate is the producer, as he said the other time that he produced songs to many Cameroonians, which is true. Because God can give you a song, your song. You take your time, write down your song, and the same God refused you from ministering the song. Except someone wrote the song for you and you don't love it. Because first, your song has to first bless you first before blessing others. You have to be your number one fan. That any place you open your mouth is your song. But if you can't minister your song, I doubt if it is your song. I doubt it. So, if we must grow, we must have a bright future as the gospel sector, we must start learning how to minister our songs when invited as guest ministers. We are the problem. All these people becoming choir master in the name of what? Leave the song interpretation for choir master and choir mistress. Sing your song. We will need snatch. We'll ask our choir leader to interpret it. That is what they are there for. If you are as a guest, leave song interpretation for the choir, for the praise team. Be the guest. Don't come and say the Spirit led you, and the Spirit only lead Cameroonian only to foreign songs. I've never seen where a Spirit lead a Cameroonian. Sometimes I laugh because I'm asking, like, how can your Spirit only lead you either to Ghana or to Cote d'Ivoire or to Nigeria? It don't lead you to Cameroon. Your Spirit tell you that gospel artists in Cameroon are evil or what? And the Spirit even refuse you from ministering your own song, and you claim a Spirit inferiority complex that you're suffering from. There's nothing like the Spirit led you. No, sir, no, ma. No Spirit led you. You led yourself. Man is always conscious of what he always listens to. If you watch too much cartoon or snake, you always see snake in your dream. Same as if you listen more of Cameroon songs, Spirit always lead you to Cameroon songs. So if you want the Spirit to lead you to Cameroon songs, listen to Cameroon songs. At least listen to the one you love, because you will say there's no good songs in Cameroon. Listen to the one you love. Gospel for Life is a platform aimed at promoting Cameroon gospel music 100%, and also helping the youth to live their dream by making something out of it through their talent. It started in 2017. The first edition was in 2018, and we are on the fourth edition now. And during this fourth edition is huge, and when I say huge, I mean it. This fourth edition, the winner is going home with the cash prize of $2,000 and a production in America. The second prize is going home with a cash prize of $1,000, and the third prize is going home with a production of an AP and a video. What I think about 1st September Studio is these are the kind of platform we have been needing in Cameroon. I think we had a platform like this that will educate Cameroonians. We wouldn't have been where we are today, because I think one of our greatest challenges is lack of information. Where there is no information, the people perish. So we lack information, not that the people are not willing. So I really appreciate this initiative by 1st September Studio for bringing this, and it is a huge sacrifice because they are not collecting anything from anybody. They're doing it for love, and this is you can't, if you're not grateful for this and if you can't support them in this, then truly you don't know where we are heading to. So I would say this is the best platform, and I only pray it stays, and I pray we see a reason to support them in any way we can. My side hustle, I do a lot of things, but I'm specialized in plan for construction. I want to build a house or a door, make your bed, or renovate your church, for roofing. That's what I do. I say plan because I believe gospel music is not paying yet in Cameroon. And this is my advice for all gospel artists. Stop lazing around, get a job, get a side hustle, it will pay. I think some of this confusion in the gospel sector is because we lack a source of income. If we have something doing, we will place value. So, all gospel artists, this is what I do. Anytime you need plan, contact me. I will supply you. We'll get a side hustle. It's very important. If you want to get in contact with me, you can go type Desmon Desmon Facebook. Just Desmon N with N, not D. Desmon Desmon. Or H1 page. H, then you spell the one, H1 page. That's our Facebook page. Or you go on God in a Man. You spell God in a Man. There you have all my information. On TikTok, H1 page. On Instagram, H1 page.